uniform. But that's mainly the big news. Everything else is just multiple transfers. That's nothing. But I'm just gonna say this: the PC3 really, like, it can happen. Like I told y'all, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I'm telling you, Larry Scott's out. They should really just say, "Hey, Mountain West, let's just combine the Super Conference," because nobody's afraid of the Pac-12 like that. But whatever.
All right, so are we moving to take or tangent? Sorry, I was just reading Senior Bowl notes.
Yeah, I think we're there.
All right.
All right. Former USC All-American left tackle Chad Wheeler waived by the Seattle Seahawks after gruesome beating of his girlfriend. Media ironically quiet about it, but Twitter is not. What do you think?
Take or tangent, Kenny?
The picture's famous. Yeah, so he needs Ray Rice treatment. I don't want to, like, he tried to come up with an apology and said, oh, he's manic, because he's had, like, rage and, like, psychological issues, even when he was at USC. And they said it was a personal issue, and they kept it under wraps, whoever he snapped on. But I'm like, this probably ain't the first time he's done this. And he almost killed his girlfriend. Like, he literally strangled her. He pretty much choked her and beat her because she wouldn't bow to him. So she got the shit kicked out of her. He beat the shit out of her. He's 6'7", 310 pounds. Beat the living shit out of this lady. And people were mad for several reasons. One of the reasons was just like, yo, if this was a black man doing this, like, all the news media, sports media would stop, and they would only focus on this. But it's a white dude, and they just kind of sweep it under the rug. Like Nate Burleson on Good Morning Football, they went the whole show without talking about it. And then, like, in the last seconds of the show, he's like, domestic violence isn't cool, period, no matter who you are. But I really need to, like, bring some time, and we need to talk about, like, what Chad Wheeler did. He's like, as a former Seahawk, I'm not okay with what Chad Wheeler did. And then there was another dude, Jordan Simmons. He put out a picture. I think he photoshopped Chad Wheeler out of it. And that's just wrong. Like, he's 6'7", 310 pounds. He almost killed that girl, choked her, beat her, and then when she woke up, he said, "Oh my God, you're still alive?"
Yeah.
And then she called the cops. Like, yo, he needs to get his ass beat. Like, some of his former USC offensive lineman teammates, somebody needs to pull up on him. I don't want to hear that, oh, I'm bipolar shit. No. You don't get a pass for that. That's an excuse. You tried to kill another human being. And I've watched the dude play for the Seahawks. The Seahawks offensive line has been trash. I don't see you doing none of the shit that you clearly did to your girlfriend that you was doing on defensive linemen in the NFL. They was whooping your ass. So, like, there's a reason why he wasn't drafted very high. And he's on his, like, third or fourth team. Like somebody needs to come see him for that. Yeah, cool. And it's just, the media was real quiet about it. Like, you have people like Taylor Rooks, Jamel Hill, Chris Williamson, a bunch of people on Twitter, black journalists, prominently saying, hey, why are y'all ignoring this? Like, first they said, oh, he was waived by the team, an alleged domestic violence. I'm like, that looked like attempted murder when you find out the details of the story. Didn't look like domestic. That looked like he tried to kill her. And he literally said, oh, my God, you're still alive. That don't look like, oh, it was a simple assault. And, yeah, that's some shit.
I mean, just to add some context to what you're saying, I mean, I think you think about, like, the Randy Gregory stuff. Like, no, I'm sorry, not Randy Gregory. Greg Hardy, I'm sorry. With, like,
there was no video or evidence or anything.
But no, there was of after and then the guns and stuff like that. But like, you know, those images, that those talks, like all that sort of that whole time, like really, you know, sticks out in your head. Versus like this guy is like, you know, and I get it. I mean, he's an offensive lineman. He's a later round draft pick, but still, you know, it's still warrants being talked about. I mean, Kareem Hunt gave a girl a. I still contest when people say that was a kick because it was more of like a get the fuck out of here kick than like a.
It's a shove with his foot.
Than like a Spartan, than a for Sparta kick. Like people try to make it out to be.
Man, damn it, lost his career and lost the chance to win a Super Bowl. And like, and the common denominator, you can't ignore it, is that they're black. Like they made a whole, like Chad Johnson lost his career over a headbutt, which is a defensive maneuver, to a known chick in the industry who has about 6 or 7 ex-fiancés, and she got with Carl Crawford right after, like, and she has a history of violence against women herself. Evelyn Lozada, she's beat people up on TV. Loving hip hop, she's like assaulted multiple people. Like this is a violent person, but there's no context there because oh wait, a black dude did something. But when it's flipped, Chad Wheeler, lineman, who has mental issues. Like you're making an excuse. It's not an excuse. Because if we really wanted to get the mental issues, hell, every black person in America has PTSD. That's not an excuse. Like
okay, what we're not gonna do is do this whole false equivalency and struggle Olympics with mental illness. I don't. I don't
He's
think
not gonna hide behind. Oh, I'm bipolar. No, bro. You had history. He has a history of doing violent shit and acting out, and you can't.
That's part of being bipolar, though, too.
You can't. But if he was black, how many black dudes do you know get that same pass?
I mean, that's not really the. No, that's not really the point that you're making, though.
But I'm saying,
like you can't just. You can't totally overlook the. I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. The fact that, like, yeah, that's not an excuse because that's something that, like, you're dealing with every day. But you also can't just be like, oh, well, you're bipolar. That's not shit. All of Black America has PTSD. Like, that doesn't make your point.
Again, that's a whole other story. I know it doesn't have to, but I'm just saying, like, if I wanted to find a reason, if I wanted to go beat somebody else,
that doesn't uphold. That doesn't uphold. This dude is clinically diagnosed bipolar. He takes meds that he wasn't taking.
Titus Young. Do you remember Titus Young?
Yeah, I remember Titus Young.
Yeah, how he got thrown in prison and dogged out.
But what is your point? What is your point?
Saying he wasn't giving it back.
And Titus Young also had his own shit. That was deep too. He had his own shit for a while.
He wasn't beating up women. He was more destructive to himself. But that's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. What you're saying is wrong. You can't compare the two. They're different. You can't. Everybody with mental illness is different. You can't just make a false equivalency like, oh, all these people are dealing with this, so you can't say that dealing with that is like less. Like, it doesn't matter. Like your argument stops at the fact that okay, like, yeah, you're bipolar, but you've been bipolar, and you know you still shouldn't hit women, and you still shouldn't kill people. Like, which is what you're saying. Like, you don't have to make the point of like. I don't know what point you're trying to make.
I sure just have nuance to a really complicated issue. Like, yeah, you have these mental issues, but domestic violence is still a thing. Like, this can't go unpunished. whether he was on his meds or not. You can't just say, okay, well, he said he's going to get help. Like, okay, that's cool, but your NFL career is definitely over now.
Yeah, he said he's retiring.
Because that's you can't justify him playing another down with that. That's all I'm saying. And I don't want to hear the well, you could throw up, hell, Alden Smith, he had his issues. Like, people could throw up all these different people, all these different these people who may have been head cases, but it's like they dominated the media cycle when they got in trouble. They brushed this story out the way real quick. Like, they didn't talk about it until, like, the clip of Nate Burleson kept circulating, and then they said, okay, yeah, Chad Wheeler officially waived by the Seahawks.
I don't think he was under contract. I think his contract was expired, and I think they just renounced his rights.
It says that they waived him. Like, yeah, he wasn't going to resign, but, like, literally the story says that the Seahawks waived him, they're parting ways, blah, blah, blah.
Well, you got to understand, like, some of these guys do get off there, but, like, some other, if you're going to look at it, like Richie Incognito, he went ballistic on a teammate, and he's just completely psycho, and also has bipolar syndrome, and he's a completely different person when he's on the meds. So even a person like that, which did have actually at first racial innuendos, but that flooded the media when he came out and did that.
Yeah, and people are still like, yeah, he may have the mental issues, but he's still a racist piece of shit. And Jonathan Martin Jonathan Martin snapped behind that whole situation. So, I mean, it's like, Richie Incognito kind of got a pass because he's been a model citizen in Las Vegas since then, but you couldn't find me, like, a black player who could do that and still have their career. But Richie Incognito is a whole other issue. Yeah. Like, and I think when it comes to the mental health aspect, they don't, like, people when they initially hear, like, oh shit, I guess people who've known these dudes have had these issues for years, there's a cover for them. And I think they got to stop covering for people. You got to just come out and say what the situation is. Like, yeah, this dude has a mental problem that he struggles with.
Bro, you're problematic as fuck, bro. I can't deal with you.
Well, let's feed this fire some more. Let's go to the next one.
Please.
Andy Reid disappointed that Bieniemy. Well, again, so Andy Reid disappointed.
And again, Chad Wheeler, his contract expired. He wasn't waived. But go ahead.
But I'm saying they announced it that he was waived.
He wasn't waived. His contract was expired. Check your facts, bro.
Well, then I guess all the stories on ESPN, Bleacher Report, everywhere else where they said he was waived were wrong.
Well, yeah, they're factually wrong. He had signed a 1-year contract at the beginning of the season.
I'm agreeing with you, but they also said they waived him.
Well, anyway, Andy Reid is disappointed that Bieniemy still is not hired as a head coach. Take your tangent.
I mean, I think the answer to this is if Andy Reid wins another one, he just retires and gives the keys to Bieniemy. I mean, I think that's the happy ending everyone deserves. Yeah, I mean, there's a reality that could happen as well.
Just why they didn't want to hire any black coaches this time around. Brandon Staley has never been a head coach anywhere, but now he's the head coach for the Chargers. I mean, however they want to chop it up and say this is why we came to this decision. It's like, okay, you just, like, all the coordinators in the Super Bowl are all black, but they can't get head coaching interviews. Hell, a couple of them were former players. Leftwich was the 7th overall pick. But, that's what it is. I'm not shocked or surprised. But if I was him, I wouldn't want that Texans job anyway, because that's a dumpster fire of an organization.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. Jennifer King is is the full-time assistant running back coach for the